Yo, what up everybody? It's Drew Genius once again, owner-operator of GeniusDaily.net, here with episode 2 of hashtag This Week in Hip Hop. This Week in Hip Hop is basically a weekly recap of everything that happened in hip hop and R&B. So let's get into it. First, 2 Chainz dropped the hilarious video to Watch Out, his single off of Choppervelli 3. Choppervelli 3 was his last mixtape that dropped a couple months ago, I believe, and Watch Out was the featured single off of that. Has everybody dabbing and hitting them folks on it. And in the video, 2 Chainz has a big head, and his big head is plastered on a whole bunch of different people's bodies, from fat, short, small, basketball players, everything. Tracklist to Kanye West's album Waves got put out this past week via Kanye West's Twitter. The album changed from Swish to Waves. I know on last week's episode I said something about the album being called Swish, so now it's got changed to Waves. So there's that. A lot of people kind of, have biased opinions about it. Different opinions. It's up in the air really, because Waves is kind of like on the whole Max B thing and tailing on the whole Mick Jenkins thing. So people have different opinions about it. Young Thug announced the Slime Season 3 mixtape release date. It is slated to release on February 5th. Young Thug was recently at Streetz 1033 in Charlotte this past week doing a promo run for the said mixtape, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Migos' popular song On a Mission off of their latest mixtape YNR 2, they dropped a video for that this past week. If the YNR 2 mixtape features Offset, the recently released Offset, he's on the mixtape, so definitely check him out on there and in the song. The song is very popular. It'll probably catch a bit of fire in the next couple weeks, so definitely look out for that. J. Cole dropped the Love Yours video. Love Yours was like the more deep, emotional rap cut off of his most recent album, 2014 Forest Hills Drive. And the video is basically him at the concert in Fayetteville at the Crown Complex performing it. And then it cuts into some different, it shows some different scenes, but it's mainly him performing the song at that concert. Definitely check out that concert DVD that he just put out via HBO. It's on HBO right now. It's really dope and inspiring, so that's where they got that video from. Tory Lanez performed with the legendary group Brownstone this past Thursday on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Brownstone was sampled on Tory Lanez's Say It hit song, and it's off of Brownstone's 1994 hit If You Would Love Me, or If You Love Me, something like that. And Drake last Saturday night announced his Views from the Six album release date. It is slated to release April 2016. I don't know if it's April 1st, but he's trying to keep with the whole 416 thing and stuff like that, and the whole Toronto theme type of thing. So he announced that last night on OVO Sound Radio, so definitely be on the lookout for that. I'm excited. Yo Gotti dropped the Army themed Tell Me video. Tell Me was off of his most recent mixtape. It features Fetty Wap on the hook. It's really dope. I like it, and just has them rolling around on just like on ATVs and Banshees in the desert somewhere. So, but it's really dope. Kanye West will play the Saturday Night Live on February 13th. Kanye West recently announced this past week that he'll be on Saturday Night Live. I don't know if he's gonna be a part of the skits and performing, but I know usually when rappers get invited to Saturday Night Live, they're usually getting a little bit of acting on. So definitely be a treat to see him, see what he does. That February 13th day is probably part of album release promo, since his album will be released on February 11th. Rihanna dropped the Anti album via Tidal. Tidal accidentally made the mistake of leaking the track list out to the world and also leaking out the album, but I'll let Ayeeedubb, our guest for today, tell you more about that later on in her Word on the Street segment. Kevin Gates' album Is Love released on January 29th. I thought Is Love was going to be something Muslim themed because I thought he was a Muslim, but to find out via his Breakfast Club interview he's not a Muslim, and Isla is just the name of his daughter. So definitely listen to that. I've listened to it. It's really dope. A$AP Rocky dropped the JD visual. JD was off of his last album, At Long Last ASAP. It's a really short 2-minute video. It's kind of animated, but it's really dope. So maybe the longer version will release later, but I still think that's a teaser, so we'll see what happens. Now on to the next segment. The first segment was music news. Now here's new music. Jacquees drops the Mood mixtape. It's kind of like an orange theme thing. I don't know, the cover's orange, it's like orange filter for him on there. He's playing off of this whole orange thing. Hopefully you see more of how what that turns into later. He dropped that mixtape. It's got 10 or 11 songs on it. Features Rich Homie Quan on it. It's really dope. So check that out. Styley dropped the Just Saving Yusuf mixtape. It was the first new project Styley dropped within a year. He's been really quiet lately, probably doing some touring and stuff like that, working on his album. But him and Rocky Fresh dropped the tape the previous week, and Styley dropped the tape this week. So the more quieter members of MG are actually coming out to play. So we'll see what they have in store for us this summer. Rihanna dropped a new song this week, Work, featuring Drake. It's off of that Anti album. It's kind of like a dance hall inspired thing. It's really dope. But the question is, are Drake and Rihanna picking up where they left off on Take Care? Take Care was a song that Rihanna and Drake were both on off of Drake's, like 2 albums ago? Yeah, dropped Take Care. It's a single off that. It was a big single like that. And then before that, they were on What's My Name, which is Rihanna's song. So definitely like them as a duet. They're really dope. So definitely check out more from them. J. Cole dropped the live hip hop album for 2014 Forest Hills Drive. The live album was recorded at the show in Fayetteville, the homecoming concert. So he dropped that on his birthday. The last person to do a live hip hop album was Tupac. The last time, that was in 1994, I believe, that Tupac did that, but it was basically live at the House of Blues, and it was a posthumous album dropped in 2005. So it's like only 6 other rappers besides J. Cole to do live hip hop albums, so J. Cole is definitely in great company. Tory Lanez dropped LA Confidential shortly after he performed on Jimmy Kimmel Live. It's more of a pop sounding record. I don't like it. Maybe you will, but it's a pop sounding record. It's kind of out of his lane, ironically, but yeah, check that out. Let us know what you think in the comments below about that single. This is next single. I don't think it'll grow that big. It has to go on me. It just came out a couple days ago, so we'll see. Roy Woods, an OVO signee, dropped a remix to Kodak Black's Skirt Skirt on OVO Sound Radio last Saturday night. Yeah, so Kodak Black's Skirt Skirt is coming real popular in the streets. That's the first remix I've heard of, and Roy Woods is kind of a new singer onto the scene. Not many of you may not know him. He's from Canada, as well as any other OVO artists besides I Love and Conan. So he's from Toronto. He was a really dope dude. I thought he was Indian. Funny thing, first time I heard Roy Woods, I thought he was Indian, but he's actually black. So that's kind of a fun fact about that. Me listening to Roy Woods, but he's really dope though. He can sing really well. Young Thug dropped the F Cancer song featuring Quavo. It was kind of a Boosie inspired song. Hearing that Boosie had cancer, Young Thug was inspired and made a song that features Quavo towards the end of the song. In other news, I think Quavo could probably go solo if he wanted to. He doesn't really need that much help from the Migos, but yeah, I think Quavo could definitely go solo if he tried. Nas rapped over Future's March Madness last night. Last night he dropped a remix over Future's March Madness, and it's really dope. He rapped over it, just like it's real New York themed. It's really dope. I like it. Definitely check that out on SoundCloud. You can probably find it. Meek dropped another 444 EP. This is part 2 of that. He dropped the last one. I know in last week's episode he dropped the first one, and he kind of took shots at Drake and 50 Cent. And this one he took shots at Drake again. But once again, I'm gonna leave that to Alex for our word Ayeeedubb for our word on the street segment later on. She will detail you guys more, give you guys more info about that whole EP and how that thing and all the drama behind that whole EP. And then lastly, Drake dropped his new single, Summer 16, on OVO Sound Radio. He played it like 4 times back to back to back to back. At least after the 4th time I cut it off, so I don't know how many more times he played it in a row. But yeah, he dropped that single, his first single off of Views from the 6. It's fire, I love it. It's really dope. Some people are saying he kind of stole Lil Uzi Vert's flow on that record, but we don't know. I think he kind of did in the beginning. I thought Young Thug was coming on the song in the beginning, so I guess that's where people are kind of saying he stole Lil Uzi Vert's flow, because I thought in the looking part of the song, I thought it sounded like Young Thug, but it was just Drake. On that song, he took shots at Tory Lanez and the whole new Toronto movement that Tory Lanez has going on. And he also said he had a bigger pool than Kanye. DJ Khaled actually made an appearance on the record at the end of the song, and then he made slight comments to the Commander-in-Chief, President Obama. So this is it for my segment of This Week in Hip Hop. I'm gonna pass it off to Ayeeedubb, who's gonna do the word on the streets. Peace.
What's up, everybody? My name is Ayeeedubb. I'm an on-air personality for Streetz 1033, and I have your word on the streets. So this week it was big. Kanye West changed the name of his album from Swish to Waves, and when he tweeted about that, Wiz Khalifa had a few things to say. He referenced to the whole Max B situation, how Max B created the Waves movement in the 2000s. Kanye West got whiffed of this, and he tweeted 17 reasons why Wiz Khalifa should have not came at his neck like that. Probably one of the biggest tweets that he said towards Wiz Khalifa was that he was the OG. Kanye West, you know, he acts like he's some sort of god and everything and thinks that he's probably better than a bunch of artists out here. So for him to go on this tweet rant towards Wiz Khalifa, aiming anywhere from his skinny jeans to his baby mama that he did date, but we're gonna get into that later, because Amber Rose did send out a tweet during their whole Twitter rant how Kanye West likes for his booty to be touched, and that's just nasty. Also, big news this week, Rihanna finally dropped her Anti album. This album has been so far pushed back. There was words of Travis Scott having influence on it. That's why it's taking so long to drop. This was dropped on Christmas, it's supposed to drop on Thanksgiving, but now it finally dropped this week on Friday. The album hasn't physically dropped right now, but it is on Tidal, so you can stream it through there. The current single right now is being pushed is a song called Work. Work does have a type of a dance hall vibe, and people are speculating that it might have been picked up from their last duet together, which was Take Care off of Drake's album. I love the song Work. Rihanna sure did get my $1.29 for that song. I listened to a few clips of the song from Tidal because I ain't gonna pay that $10 every month. And the songs are very more dance hall vibe, and there's a little bit more deep and meaningful lyrics on this album versus previous ones from Ponder Replay. We can go further back on Rihanna's album tracklist history. Speaking of Drake, we might be seeing Views from the 6 very, very soon. Saturday night on OVO Radio, Drake dropped the song Summer 16. He played it, we called it about 4 times back to back to back to back to back. As you know, before, Drake had dropped Charged Up, and he had dropped back to back as Meek Mill diss records, and it was speculated that he was supposed to have a 3rd diss record drop a long time ago, and people are thinking that this might be that 3rd diss record because there is some hits at Meek Mill. But the direct disses towards Meek Mill is that when Meek Mill was in Toronto, Drake got a hotel room right above him, played back to back about 100 times that whole night while Meek was trying to sleep. You know, Drake is king of petty. I believe it. The other possible hits towards Meek Mill that Drake was throwing was how Meek yells in his song. So he was saying, you know, you don't have to, we heard you the first time, you don't have to yell it again. But what's now interesting is that Drake dropped the song on OVO Saturday night 4 times, right? Meek dropped his second 4 for 4 EP right after that. The song War Pains from Meek Mill has some couple Drake references that tie into the Summer 16. So we're all like, how did Meek know this? He ain't psychic, how he know that Drake was gonna say this? So it's kind of like the 2 songs go together. Apparently Drake's ghostwriter told Meek what Drake was writing, so Meek could take that and put it into this song. And we really don't know who this ghostwriter is, but there is speculations that it might be the infamous Quentin Miller. I think Drake is still winning. I'm Team Drake all the way. Who do you think winning between these 2 diss records right now? Drake or Meek Mill? Comment down below who you think is winning right now. My name is Ayeeedubb. Check me out on Streetz 1033 Saturday and Sunday 4 to 6, and on air Monday through Friday 8:30 for celebrity gossip. This has been your word on the street.
Well, that was the This Week in Hip Hop second episode. This was Ayeeedubb, my special guest on today. She will probably be back for more episodes after this. Continue to check me out on jeansdeli.net. And what's your website and all your info?
My website is ayeeedubb.com. My Instagram is AYEEEDUBB Ayeeedubb, and yeah.
All right, well, this has been This Week in Hip Hop, episode 2. Peace, love, all that.
Hey.
Dab.
Dabbing
out on the outro. Okay, dabbing out. I'm dabbing.
We dabbing? Okay.